morning, grade 5 students. Welcome to our lesson today. Our lesson today is Project Part 1 in Module 4. Let's start our lesson by reading its learning objectives. By the end of this video, you'll be able to read an incident report to answer detailed questions. You'll be able to identify the features of an incident report, and you will be able to learn how to use comma and to separate items in a list. Open your student book page 49 and your workbook page 40 and follow me. Before we start, let's watch the news. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday we had an unexpected incident that happened in the city. A fire broke out at the home of the Peters family. A reporter went there and asked Robert Peters some questions about the fire. What happened, Robert? A fire broke out at our home. What time did the fire start? It started at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Where were you? I was in my bedroom. What were you doing? I was doing my homework. What happened in the end? The firefighters came and put out the fire. Thank you, Robert. Everything is fine now. Don't worry. You're welcome. I was really scared. Now pause the video and look at the questions the reporter asked Robert about the fire and the answers he gave. After we looked at the questions the reporter asked Robert and the answers that Robert gave him, let's read the incident report and answer these detailed questions.
Yesterday, a fire started at 5 o'clock in the afternoon at the home of the Peters family. Robert Peters was at home. He was in his bedroom, and he was doing his homework. His brother Alex was in the living room, and he was watching TV. His sister Betty was on the balcony, and she was reading a book. His mother, Mrs. Peters, was in the kitchen, and she was making a cake. His father, Mr. Peters, was in the garage. He was cleaning the car. Finally, the firefighters came and put out the fire.
Now let's answer together. Question 1. Where was Robert's brother? Excellent. His brother Alex was in the living room. What was he doing? What was Alex, Robert's brother, doing? He was watching TV. Where was his sister? His sister Betty was on the balcony. What was Betty doing? She was reading a book. Where was his mother? His mother, Mrs. Peters, was in the kitchen. What was Mrs. Peters doing? She was making a cake. Where was his father? His father, Mr. Peters, was in the garage. What was Mr. Peters doing? He was cleaning the car. What happened in the end? The firefighters came and put out the fire. To write an incident report, there are some pieces of information we should include. We have to ask about some details before we write this incident report. We need to ask only one person about what happened. So we need to write the name of the person that was there, the person who is going to answer the questions. Then we need to ask about the time. When did the incident happen? Then we need to ask the person that answers our questions, where was he when the incident happened? We also need to ask him, what was he doing when the incident happened? We should also ask about what was everyone doing when the incident happened. Finally, we need to ask about what happened in the end. Now we have all the details to write the report. We need to follow this writing tab to make our writing better. We have to use comma to separate items in a list. And we use and before the final item. Let's read this example. I was doing my homework, my brother was watching TV, and my sister was reading a book. And notice here when we used and before the final item. Read these three sentences. I was reading a story. My brother was playing football. My mother was cooking. Try to connect these three sentences using comma and and. Very good. I was reading a story, comma, my brother was playing football, and my mother was cooking. And here we used and before the final item. Here is another example. I was sleeping, my sister was eating, my mother was making a cake. Can you connect these three sentences using comma and and? Wonderful! I was sleeping, comma, my sister was eating, and my mother was making a cake. Here we have 4 sentences. Will you accept this challenge? Let's read the sentences first. I was watching TV. My sister was texting a friend. My father was talking on the phone. My mother was tidying her room. Try to connect these 4 sentences using comma and and. Pause the video and rewrite the sentences and then play the video again to check your answer. I was watching TV, comma, my sister was texting a friend, comma, my father was reading a book, and my mother was tidying her room. And my mother here is the last item. So we added and before my mother. Open your workbook page 40. Read these 5 sentences. Add commas and where needed. Pause the video and rewrite the sentences, then play the video again to check your answers. Let's check the answers. Number 1. Omar was reading a book. Majid was watching TV. Ibrahim was surfing the net. Omar was reading a book, Majid was watching TV, and Ibrahim was surfing the net. And of course you can notice here that Ibrahim is the final item. Ibrahim is the final name in this sentence. So we added and before the name of Ibrahim. Number 2. Diane was looking for her glasses. Tina was playing a computer game. Kelly was reading a comic book. Olivia was doing her homework. Can you notice here how many names are there in this sentence? Excellent! We have 4 names. Can you guess where can we put and? Amazing! We have to add and before Olivia because Olivia is the last name in this sentence. Diane was looking for her glasses, Tina was playing a computer game, Kelly was reading a comic book, and Olivia was doing her homework. Number 3. Harry was tidying his room. Brad was eating a sandwich. Harry was tidying his room and Brad was eating a sandwich. Number 4. Jem was talking on the phone. I was sending an email. Jem was talking on the phone and I was sending an email. Number 5. Maha was surfing the net. Her sister was watering the plant. Her brother was cleaning his car. Maha was surfing the net, her sister was watering the plant, and her brother was cleaning his car. Have you ever experienced a dangerous or unexpected incident? Think of an incident and tell us, what were you and your family doing when that incident happened? Here is an example. Yesterday, a thief broke into my house. My name is Ali Hamad. It started at 10 o'clock at night. I was in my bedroom. I was doing my homework. My brother was reading a comic book. My sister was texting a friend. My mother was cooking. My father was watching TV. In the end, my father called the police. They came and caught the thief. And now write about your experience and share on Teams with your friends. We reached the end of the lesson. Can you tell me what have we done today? Very good. Today we have read an incident report and answered detailed questions. We also have identified the features of an incident report, and we learned how to use comma and to separate items in a list. Thank you very much, grade 5 students, for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. See you later.